what you need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is a show where we talk about sports with comedians. And today is the Orange and Blue Skies show today. That's what it is. That's what it is. And you'll find out, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to find out in just a second. But let's get the comics in here. Howie Bell, how you doing, sir? Yeah, I can already see that you're not, your sound is out. So Howie, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Frank, how you doing? Good, brother.
I'm doing A-okay, man. Up here sweating like bullets, but you know, that's how it is. That's how it is. I'll be all right. My man, let me see. With Maurice Smith, Mo. What's up, Mo? How you doing, sir?
Mo. See, all that is froze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Froze, Mo.
Matter of fact, I'm glad there's just you two up here right now because both of you guys was talking mad trash about how the NBA finals was being played in the West Coast. Don't bring nobody in now. Look at you. Look at you running. They running scared, Mike. They running scared, Mike.
Oh, let me do the introductions. You can do all that in a second. Let me bring in Mike Sean. Mike, how you doing, man? How's everything?
Talk that talk, young man. Talk that talk, Mo. I see you.
Right.
You know how this feels. It feels different right now, man. It feels different right now.
I'm wearing Tim's all week.
My man Jay, still making Jason Hay in the building too. Jay, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm good. And I knew Mike Sean would be here today.
You know what? I didn't even ask him if he gonna be in. I just sent him the link. I was like, this nigga on here. How are you?
Man, I had to reschedule a court date to get here. I rescheduled everything. I called my attorney. He said, "Is something real? Like, what's going on?" I said, "No, something's real. Just tell him to chill.
Damn your bench warrant. Don't give them with your bench warrant.
Yeah, the funniest thing is, I was like, I gotta sit here and deal with all this New York Knicks stuff today, but I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna shy away from it. I'm gonna do it. But I want to say this too before we even get started in the show. I want to say this too. Everything I found out a lot of stuff about a lot of the Knicks players and a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and I can honestly say that even though. What I really hate about New York Knicks is I hate the fans. I don't hate the team. I don't really hate the players. I hate the fans. You know what I mean? And I hate what they do and the way they come at you. Like, that's what I really hate. But once I found out about Jalen Brunson's story, more about that, and I found out it was just about a couple, like, you know what I mean? Like Cat's story. I didn't know nothing about Cat's story, about his mom dying and all. I didn't know nothing about all that. You know what I mean? Once I found out more about that, you kind of emphasize, you really feel for a lot of these guys and how the team became and how it was assembled, and for that reason only, I am definitely happy these dudes got it because it's well deserved. You know what I mean? And I will say, I'll say this one final thing before I throw it to you, how we get the show started. That owner of y'all's, like, I did get some deep into him too. I wish y'all could replace him yesterday because I don't like some of the stuff what I've been reading about him over the last couple of days. Like, that man needs to be up out of here, man. I just,
he's the devil. He's the ultimate. Yeah, he's the ultimate of what society is. You root for something and you realize the core that creates it, that benefits the most of it.
Yeah,
it's always leaning to a devilish place, and it's always leaning, and it's hard because honestly, this is something that we support, and they sneak up in there, and you never pay attention to the James Dolan. You never pay attention to Jerry Jones being part of the protest that was actually keeping young black harasser going into school, and you never even you don't realize it. You don't realize it.
You really don't. And it sneaks up on, like, Robert Kraft situation and all that stuff snuck up on me, but I'm already a deep Patriots fan, and I'm pissed off about that stuff. But you're a fan of what you're a fan of. You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean? It's sad. And let's just get ready to get the show started. And I want to make sure we all get our piece and everything else, because I will say this for the record: these boys were due, and I'm happy for them because my wife told me something too, which y'all gonna laugh at. My wife told me, she said, "Honey, you can't win all the time, damn it, and let these boys win and give them their credit." She said, you better do the show." She said, "You better do the show," because I was like, I had a long weekend, man. Y'all know I had a funeral I had to go to, drive to Philly, turn around, come back. I deal with family. I mean, it was ugly all weekend for me, but I wasn't going to make sure y'all get your shine. So I want to make sure we come in here and get the respect due. So Howie Bell, let's talk about it, bro. You up first, man. The Knicks won the NBA championship, man. Tell me what your first thought is about the Knicks winning the NBA championship. And let's talk to all the guys on this panel and let them all say what their thoughts are of that too. How are you first?
Man, I want to definitely congratulate all of the New York Knicks fan base. You don't like the fan base, but I got to say this: they deserve what happened. It was destined to happen, man. And I even, I said in the beginning, hey, they can't beat nobody from the West. After the second game, I changed my tune. You know what I'm saying? And I saw something that I said earlier. I made game 3, so I said, "Wow, the Spurs are immature."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're so young. Their youth came out so much that I was like, they're not gonna win this because I think I talked to more about it too. They playing big boy basketball, and they kids. And that's really what it boiled down to. They had all the talent in the world, all the speed. That just didn't matter, man. They had all the defense. They were up every single game in the beginning and every single game going into the fourth quarter. That's amazing. What happened was some destiny type shit. And I've never seen this happen in sports. You know what I'm saying? And I've been around sports for a long time. Kudos to the New York Knicks and the fan base. They deserve it, man.
Right.
They deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I 100% I agree with you. Let me thank Damian Jones for joining the show today. What's up, D Jones? How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What up?
Thank you for joining the show. Mo.
Sure.
Mo, the floor is yours, bro. You get to talk trash as much as you want now. The floor, you can say whatever you want to say. Yes.
Hold up. You ain't got to give me permission to talk trash. This is why you don't like the
I didn't say I was giving you permission.
You know what I'm saying? You can talk trash.
Let him know, Mo. You gonna talk anyway.
No, I can mute you. You want me to mute you? I can mute you. I ain't trying to go through this whole show.
I know you can mute.
I know you. I'm giving you the floor to say what you want to say.
Mute me. You can't take away that ring, though. Can't take away that chip. Can't take away that. Matter of fact, you muting me just proves me right.
Here we go. I'm gonna go to the next person.
You mute me just proves me right.
D Jones, talk to me about what you thought about this.
He chose violence.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Mo and all the New York and Mike and all the New York fans, man. Y'all deserve it. Long suffering, 87 years without a chip.
53. We ain't the Red Sox. We ain't the Red Sox.
I have a newfound respect for Brunson because he usually flop. He didn't flop. Mo was right, man. OG a bad dude, bro. You've been screaming it since I've been on the show.
Yeah.
OG a bad dude. Cat still zesty. He really didn't show up in the last couple games. Last 3 games, he really didn't show up. Shout out to Mike Brown for a great coaching job. And the Knicks just had one of the best playoffs ever.
Yeah.
So I gotta take my hat off to him. Congratulate him, man. Hey, they won. They deserve it. That's it.
All right, Michael Sean. Before I go to Jay, Michael Sean, what you've been a Knicks fan for a minute too, man. What's your take on this championship, man? What's your take on your thoughts on the series?
It was I mean, obviously I'm a Knicks fan, so it was a phenomenal series. I think the point you made about them being immature, I just want to say they follow the lead of their leader, Wemby.
Yeah,
he sets the tone for the spoiled immatureness that he showed.
Sure.
And him resorting to trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
And I think people think everybody they had like 5 minutes where after the championship was won, they wanted to give a whole spiel. Richard Jefferson wanted to give a whole spiel like the San Antonio Spurs are guaranteed to be here for 10 years. Understand, people don't mature automatically simply because their age changes.
That's right.
And sometimes when you have been cheered your entire life and everything you do is rewarded by more, and then finally for the first time you actually don't get what you think you deserve, that can lead to growth. Or it can be that this is a personality trait that you have, that when things don't go your way, this is how you act.
Yeah.
And he showed a lot, and he is young. So I don't want to fall too hard. He is young.
Yeah,
but there was a lot that went on with him, from the fact that he was whispering in people's ears to go foul people hard in the OKC game, which is outrageous that the NBA didn't have a problem with that. He was that obvious, to the fact that he's grabbing people by the neck. He grabbed Alvarado and tossed him around. And then he tried that leg swipe on OG.
Yeah.
I have a real problem with that basic fundamental character that you have. And it could be something that winds up keeping you away from the glory that you want. And the NBA fans can turn on you quickly.
I will say this, Michael Sean, just to pack on what you just said. after he did all that, I don't think I want to see Wemby win a ring at all until he figure out a way to change his thing. I didn't like the way his character, man. I thought that was really, I hate low blow play. But Jay, the filmmaker Jason Hayes, the floor is yours, bro. Talk to me. You get to brag and say what you said, because you did say it, man. You did tell me I was wrong. I did say I thought the Spurs were going to sweep. He's like, no, this was going to happen. Jay, the last week, man, you really been having a great week, man, with your predictions. You have a great week. But go ahead, the floor is yours, bro.
Hey, Frank, you can mute me because I know ASL. I'll still be talking that stuff, baby. You know what I mean? Listen, man. I told y'all going in. Everybody talking about, man, the Knicks can't beat anybody from the West. And I'm like, listen, man, them boys hotter than fish grease right now. And when a team, you know, and the thing that people get enamored with, because of how they market, you know, sports now, is stars. The Knicks have a team. You know, now Brunson is a star. You know, but I mean, people know now he's a star. They know OG is really good. They know Cat's really good. But none of that means anything if you can't play together and cohesively. They are a team, and Mike Brown got those boys gelling at the right time.
Yeah.
To come in to do what they did to make that playoff run, you know, to do what they did, you know, in that run, you know, from that second loss to the Hawks, those guys was untouchable. And I've never in my life felt like a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter was like, all right, you know, they exactly where they need to be right now. Listen, they was walking. Listen, you knew whenever the fourth quarter came, if the Knicks were within 15 to 16 points, they were going to walk those boys down. And for all of the Cleveland sucks, they folded, they blew a 22-point lead in 9 minutes. What happened to the Spurs, bro? That's what them boys do. And so to see, and what I love most about it, every night it was somebody different. Other than Brunson closing. You know, OG got off, Cat in the first 2 games got off, and then OG got off, in the Garden, and then it was just all Brunson, closing them out. So to see them do that, man, I mean, one, they're great guys, they're winners, and it shows. Forget the measurables. If you draft winners, you're gonna win. Brunson was a second-round draft pick, bro.
I want to say this. That was the best playoff run I've ever seen. Statistically speaking, no matter how you look at it, it was the best playoff run I've ever seen. But I want to drop a bomb on you all today. I had a call. You all know on this, I started a sports talk station. I have a very good friend who I can't reveal right now, who gave me what the New York Knicks had on the table if they were going to lose a trade for Giannis. They were going to trade Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart to Milwaukee for obviously for Giannis. That trade was on the table if they lost. But because they won, the trade's automatically off the table, as we all know, can imagine why. And ultimately,
no, I can't.
Say that again.
Right, I'm like, I don't know.
I still made that trade.
I would too, but according to what my sources are saying, and 2 people told me this from 2 different things, told me this, that now they're going to try their best to keep the team together and run it back. You know what I mean? Because the New York Knicks only have maybe 1 or 2 people are free agents. They got a couple others, maybe 1 or 2 guys who have some kind of restricted contracts, but most of the whole team is intact. So they want to try to run the whole thing back.
Yeah,
but that got to get better, though.
I just want to say something real quick, because if they run it back,
right now, Howie, hold on, I'm about to come to you right now, because the question I have for you, Howie, and you can answer that question with your statement. The best Knicks team ever, Howie Bell? Best Knicks team ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Best Knicks team ever. Best Knicks team ever. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't really remember the 70, 3 was it 71 and 73 or something like that. I don't really remember those just from highlights and stuff like that. But I remember the Ewing team with the John Starks, and put the black eye on that for me. And I just think that this team, what I'm saying, is dope. And with 3 of the players all playing college ball together, I think that makes it sweet. They got a lot of stories, what I'm saying, with this, with the Brunson and his father. They got the storyline, like you said, with a Cat. And so, it definitely, man, best Knicks team ever. And they won the first championship in, I don't know, what is it, 50? 53 years. So you got to give it to him. I think Brunson will probably be the New York's biggest sports guy for a long time. I don't know how he can mess this up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the man. Now I don't know. This is what I'm gonna say about that trade situation real quick before you go on. Is if the Knicks were to go this next run and don't change the team and not make it to the finals or get to the finals and lose, that won't be as bad as if they traded right now after winning for Giannis. D. Jones, that would be horrible if they lose or don't win again. That would be 10 times worse than keeping this same team together and trying to make it happen again. That's all I was going to say.
Mo, what's your take on this? First, I got two questions for you, Mo. One question is best Knicks team ever or not? And the second question is, should the Knicks still look at this whole trade situation and keep the team intact?
First of all, 13 in a row. They won. They 9-0 on the road in the playoff. They won every single road game that they played. Yep. They won by a margin of over 230 points. Yes, that's the best Knicks team ever. No other Knicks team has done nothing like that. And to me, that trade would be, even if they didn't win the championship, you know what I'm saying, took it to 7, lost something like that, it would be ridiculous. You losing 2 key pieces. Just giving up Josh Hart to me, I almost grew some hair back.
Mm-hmm. So
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't. There's a chemistry there that teams look for. They're not looking. They're looking for talent. But like they said, you can have all the talent in the world, but no chemistry. I remember you had Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon, and they couldn't get out the playoffs.
That's very
true. Old too.
Yeah, that's very true. And I guess I'll leave it with you, Mo. The funny thing is I know you feel really good about this championship too, because not only 4 years ago, we all remember having these conversations about the Jalen Brunson being signed and just the 5 picks for. I mean, we just remember having all, and you got to feel happy about all this now because it came together, it gelled together, right, Mo?
Well, I'm gonna say this because I remember when the whole thing was all about Donovan Mitchell coming to New York. It wasn't about Jalen Brunson. I did not want Donovan Mitchell in New York. And y'all, somebody on here was like, "You crazy? No, I did not want Donovan Mitchell in New York. We wouldn't have this right now with Donovan Mitchell."
Okay, all right. So where you at, D. Jones? D. Jones, what's your take on this, man? How you feeling about the questions I just asked Mo? Greatest Knicks team ever? And I forgot what the second one was. Oh, should they keep this team together or make the trade?
Is the later question going to be like, who's the best Knicks ever?
No,
Okay.
So you can dive into this.
Okay, yeah, because I will say this. I think this team got the 2 best Knicks of all time after watching this. And I think Frazier's 3, but I think Brunson and Anunoby might be 1 and 2. So I'm going to put that out there. But with that said, team-wise, it's kind of hard to say. I didn't see the 70s team, but I seen a team that could have won. They just went up against the GOAT in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Had they got past Jordan, they probably would have won. But they didn't. So, yeah, you can say this is the best team. You can say that. Would I make the trade? Hey, man, I remember when the Pistons won in 89, the next year they had to get rid of Rick Mahorn. They had to. The league,
draft. Right.
Yeah, the league took him. They still won a championship. And we didn't get an upgrade. Listen, if you can get better, teams are going to get better next season because they're going to try to beat the Knicks. If the Knicks can get stronger and just I know Josh Hart is the heart, but Mikal Bridges is bum. He's booty. And I get Giannis. Oh, man. Hey, I'm taking that gamble. I don't gamble no more, but I'm taking the gamble.
Today.
Okay, so Michael Sean, you hear the thing. You're a Knicks fan, been a Knicks fan forever. Best Knicks team ever, or would you make a trade or keep this team together?
I hate doing these, but the first question, I don't have them as the best Knicks team ever. The 70s Knicks beat the Lakers twice. Beat the Lakers with Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West. So, but that doesn't deter. That doesn't mean they can't be. This is their first chip, and we'll see. We know how hard it is for teams to actually win multiple titles, especially with the same regime. The trade for Giannis. I think people underestimate what chemistry really is.
Right.
And I think people underestimate what it's like for people to know their positions,
Right.
and to be willing to play their roles, and to have a guy like Josh Hart who can affect the game and take one shot, can affect the game in one time and get 14 rebounds. And I think Mikal Bridges is so undervalued because he's rescued us in playoff series. He's been the one who gets hot. He's one of them guys who goes with the flow of the offense and waits for his time to actually input himself. And he goes with, and that's the thing. It's the egoless basketball. Everybody knows their position. And I love Giannis. And I know Giannis, that's something that you just go, you want Giannis, but still it's a superstar mentality who at some point decides when things go wrong, I'm going to start wanting the ball. This team is run by Jalen Brunson. They've won the chip. And I know it's hard to turn that down, but when chemistry is hit like this and they've proven to you what they can do, I don't want to take a chance on putting me into that type of contract, into that type of major hit on my salary cap, and being like, we're locked in and ruining this. I don't know what fans want after a while. If something works and wins you a championship and we are immediately jumping into fantasy basketball, like, get Giannis. Right. I don't get that.
Very interesting take, Michael Sean. I didn't expect you to say that, but I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything you said, which leaves me with filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, again, I don't want to say you're a Knicks fan because I can't remember, but you definitely pay attention to the Knicks. So when you look at the Knicks from 3,000 feet, man, the bottom line is the Knicks right now today are being compared as one of the best teams in Knicks history. Do you agree with that statement? And would you keep this team together moving forward for the next season's run?
I mean, they won the chip, so you got to say that they're one of the best teams, the Knicks teams ever. But they've only won one. I mean, Clyde and them won two, back to back. So I can't put them above the team, that won two already. But for me, my favorite team in my lifetime was the 97 team. The team that got railroaded by David Stern when he suspended Patrick Ewing and all those dudes for the Game 7 in the Miami series. I think that team would have beat the Bulls. I do. But they never had the chance to do it. So one of the greatest, you got to put them down. Listen, they got to be number two because, they won it. And, and they had so much pressure on them, man, like night in and night out to lock in the way that they did, play their roles, and do what they needed to do to just win and to win the way that they won. Like, I mean, that's incredible, man. And I'm with Michael Sean and them, man. It's like, look, you can't play with chemistry, man. Basketball is a chemistry sport. And if you start tinkering and messing with some stuff, listen, run it back. If it don't work, then blow it up. But I don't think they need to blow it up. I think they got to get better bench players, like McBride, or they got to re-sign Shamet for sure. Give Shamet his money. And then, maybe, get off McBride, get off Jordan Clarkson, bring in somebody, that's younger, cheaper, that fits their system better. But I wouldn't change anything about their starting lineup.
Okay, so Howie Bell, I heard a question today. Thanks to Mo, he alerted me to this, and I turned to it and everything else. The question was that I've been saying for y'all have been hearing me say it. I've been texting it and everything else. The question is, should Jalen Brunson be the face of the league? And I said it a week ago that I think, and people may agree or disagree, and I've heard the debates on the radio. I heard it on the radio today. I saw it on TV today and everything else. The reason why I think that Jalen Brunson should be the face of the league is the way he was able to make the Knicks stay in every single game and his backstory alone. You know what I mean? And I think they should take it from Wemby because Wemby showed one of the most sour type of sportsmanship you could ever see. Like pushing people. We already talked about and everything else. To me, after that series and everything else, if I was anybody, who like the NBA commissioner, everything else, I'd be like, we need to make a shift in our thought process because of his storyline of what Jalen Brunson is doing, how Wemby acted and everything. And that's my piece on this. I think he should be. People are debating it right now. Hell, I was in Boston just now. I heard people talking about it on the radio too. So my question to you is, should Jalen Brunson be the face of the league, knowing what you know now and seeing what you just saw? It's not about being the best player in the league. It's about being what you represent and how you get to where you got. To me, is that way to you, Howie?
you still gotta have some type of razzmatazz.
You don't think he has that? You don't think he has that?
I don't know what is it
Jalen
about that
You said
word.
Brunson.
razzmatazz?
He's a
Yeah,
razzmatazz.
some type of, Jalen Brunson has the personality of a turtle. He does not very invite. He's not. He's just a somber kind of guy. He's a very loving guy. I will say that. After this and listening to all, because I watched all the interviews, listened to her. So I'm like you, Frank. I got a new love for, found love for the guy. But his personality may not just be because you got to be able to. You got to be something else. You know what I'm saying about you has to shine. You got to be good in front of those cameras too, man. And you got to be able to talk. And I don't think he's a very good talker in that kind of way. And I don't think his personality shines enough to be that. Not necessarily Wimby either. That's another story. You know what I'm saying? But Brunson in particular, I just don't think he has that. You know what I'm saying? Razzmatazz.
Okay,
That's
all
all.
right. I like it. I understand your answer. I don't agree, Howie Bell. I don't agree. But let me ask the other, the other person here who's a huge Knicks fan on it, and you may not agree either. Mo, coming from an angle of you being a fan like this and everything else, talk to me, Mo. What do you think? Do you think that Jalen Brunson, knowing what you know, do you think Jalen Brunson and the way he played, do you think he should be the face of the league, Mo?
Yeah, he should be because you know what? Us, along with a lot of people who do sports shows, everybody was crowning Wimby the face of the league. He was crowned the face of the league last year before this even series. He was the face of called him and Ant-Man. It was like a toss-up between him and Ant-Man. Who's gonna be the new face of the league? Nobody said nothing about Brunson. I even kind of said, well, he ain't got the personality, but I got to realize that during that time, he was in playoff run. He wasn't trying to be, it wasn't no time for smiling, games, joke. After every game, 0-0. 0-0 every game. He had to keep his mind straight because that's what some people need to go. You know what I'm saying? He was locked in. That's what a star does, locks in and just does what he needs to do. And as for Wemby, I don't think he should get anything as the face of the league, for real, because, I just want to say this too, for all the people out there, 'cause I heard a lot of sports shows up here today talking about Knicks fans, this Knicks fan. Everybody want to talk about Knicks fans. It's just a few kids in New York who's doing all that wilding. Because they wanted to fight me outside of TD Garden last year a few times. People were trying to run up on me. Luckily, I my old man, old people keep pokers and pistols. You know what I'm saying? I had to walk my poke. Yeah, I walk my poke out. Let them know I will poke on you. I'll poke a hole in you real quick. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like it don't go on up here and other things. I've been called the N-word.
It definitely does.
I've been called the N-word just for wearing Yankee stuff.
Yeah, everywhere it goes.
So and in New York, they still smoking PCP. You go up 116th Street and get a bag of angel dust easy. They so they still smoke.
Word. Somebody give me my disclaimer.
Yo, do never allow Mo to take any of your relatives on a tour of New York.
We going on 116th to Fifth Avenue.
Where he tells you exactly where to go to cop, which we don't need. Let me ask you this, D. Jones. Talk to me, man. You heard my appeal for Jalen Brunson to be the face of the league, and I disagree with Howie because of the simple fact being, I don't think you need to have all that razzmatazz. I don't think you need to be the loud boy in the room. I think you need to be about business, and I think he is.
Well, Frank, I disagree.
Okay.
I think you need razzmatazz. Okay. And razzmatazz is a lively noun typical used to describe the showy, flashy, and sometimes extravagant display of activity.
See?
That it says flamboyance, glitz, and high energy that celebrates with a mere sparkle. And it also says razzmatazz is the opposite of Jalen Brunson. He has none of that. None of it. Okay. Most face of the leagues, are handsome guys that women want to be with. You know what I'm saying? That ain't Jalen Brunson. Okay. He don't have the personality. This Jalen Brunson.
People in New York want to be with him right now.
Hold on, this Jalen Brunson. Hi, I'm Jalen Brunson. I just won a championship and an MVP. Go Knicks, and let's wear some Timbs. That's it. He can't be that. He cannot be that.
I don't want to cut you off, but Jalen Brunson ain't the first ugly cat to be the king of New York. We had a few ugly kings in New York. Biggie wasn't great looking.
And no,
He said face of the league.
yeah,
But
yeah.
face of the league, king of New York, whatever. He ain't got to be. We always got somebody ugly running New York City.
That's true. Y'all some ugly. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. You go to the next person.
Michael Sean, you heard the question, man. What do you think about it? Because I'm trying to give a reasonable, a reasonable conversation about why I think he should be. What's your take, Mike?
I think your take is valid, Frank, but I think the naive part of it is what this league wants. And they want the world to be a part of watching this league, and they need the world so they can set up their own version of the World Cup in 7 years where they can do that every 4 years and have a World Cup. This is one thing. I don't want Jalen Brunson as the face of the league. Let me take a selfish minute. The last thing I want is him, the face of the league. I need his underdog attitude. I need y'all to still not give him the praise he deserves. That's what fuels that man. That's what fueled him to be a not highly recruited out of high school, win 2 NCAA championships, and still not get picked in the first round. But the NBA doesn't want that. And the razzmatazz is hilarious because the razzmatazz, I tell you what, in the culture we live in, I tell you what, if Jalen Brunson would have painted his nails, he'd be the face of the league. If he would have went like this on the new NBA game,
you might be right.
But I don't want him to. And I understand what you're saying. It's not wild. In a perfect world, a guy like Larry Fitzgerald from the Cardinals would have got more shine than what he got. He would have got shine because he was one of the best to ever do it. And he gave the character that they so-called say they want. They want the character. They want the morals. They want this. They don't want that. They want the headlines and they want you to sing and dance and spin around and do what you do. So unfortunately, you have a point, but I still don't think it would ever happen.
Okay, well, I don't know where Jay is. I don't know what happened to Jay. Since Jay's not here, I'm going to give you maybe another 30 seconds on the reason why I think he should be. And my only 30 seconds. Okay, here he comes. Here he comes, Jay. I'm going to say I think he should be because I think the NBA needs a new type of face. White Chalk, can you bring in Jay? Because for some reason I can't bring him in. I think he should be the face of the league because we need something different than what we've been having. And I don't like, again, where the NBA is going in the direction of the face of the league and what they have been. And I think they need something different than what they've had. You know what I mean? Jay,
and I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're right. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't think it's gonna happen either. I think it should be.
They don't want a player who wins a championship for New York City, which is the biggest thing you can do. And the first thing you do, instead of running over to your teammates, you go to the opposing head coach who's been setting up plays to stop you, and you shake his hand like a grown-ass man, and you say, yo, whatever he said to him. That's not what they want. They claim that's what they want, but that's not what they want.
And I did want to piggyback on that because I'm gonna tell you why. Wemby did some dirty stuff and this and that, but I'm gonna tell you,
I lost the sound.
Okay.
I tell you this.
You know, I can hear you, Frank. Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Jay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay. I'll say what I'm saying after Jay.
As for the face of the league, he can be. I said that. Am I glitching?
A little bit. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I mean he can be, and he's everything, like Michael Sean said. I mean that you want in a player. He's hardworking. He's a great teammate. He's quiet. He's stoic. He shows up in the biggest moments. He's what you want, and you can easily market that. But it just seems like they're determined, to like market something other than that. My only reason for not making the face of the league is I don't want him to be the person advocating taking $100 million less.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want nobody saying this is the way to win. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand that he's in New York. And if y'all think that Kawhi Leonard has something going on with that $28 million, I guarantee you Jalen found that $100 million someplace else in New York City, bro. Trust me on that.
He sure did.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, I would say he sure did. I didn't want to interrupt you, man. Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think that if you're playing in New York City, with all these investment bankers and all these people, I'm pretty sure they hit him, like first dibs on like, this IPO that's coming over here. You know, it's probably gonna make them 300 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you take less to be here, to have access, to these people that's gonna line your pockets outside of basketball. So it kind of makes sense. But face of the league, he should be, man. I mean, he's everything you want.
All right, Howie, before we move on to the other stories, I want to get this last couple of rounds of Knicks questions in. Howie Bell, can the Knicks repeat? I'm not saying they're going to do the exact thing they just did, but that was an historic run. We probably will never, ever see that again historically and numerically. We probably will never see that again. But the team, 95% of the team is coming back. So the question now is can the Knicks repeat? And I've heard this question today on Boston Sports Radio. So I wanted to ask you guys, listen, nobody, everybody on the radio here, they hate the Knicks. So I know what they said, but I didn't necessarily agree with what they said either. So what you think, Howie Bell? What you think? What's your thoughts?
You know what? Yeah, they can. They can. Operative word, excuse me, is can. Can the Knicks repeat? Sure they can. You know what I'm saying? Can I become a millionaire before I'm dead? Sure I can. Chances are, yeah, maybe not. It's been 8 different NBA champions, bro, in 8 years or something like that. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? 7 or 8. So I don't know, man. The way the league is doing it, I think they want a new champion damn near every year. I mean, we thought OKC. I personally thought OKC was going to do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that may not be true. So can they do it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just interject here and say this. If Cleveland keeps their team together and they show up like together, you know what I mean? They could be the number 1 seed, but they show they don't play no defense. So New York can run through them. Philly ain't getting their act together. They're not making no moves. Nobody's talking about Philly and everything else. So Philly's not going to be, you know what I mean? Atlanta, if they don't make like there's a lot of teams up
the Detroit Pistons, the only team you ain't named. You know why?
I was coming to that. The only team that can get there and everything, but the Detroit Pistons can turn around and be the exact same thing that the Spurs were this year and be too young to take the moment too. You know what I mean? So the Knicks can get to the finals. You know what I mean? Believe it or not.
Could be, but I think the Pistons are healthier. Kay Cunningham, of course, he was playing with one lung. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was come on. We get us another shooter. I think the Pistons could play. We never got a chance to see it, but I think the Pistons is a better matchup against the Knicks than the Cleveland was. No. But that's neither here nor there at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I think they'll be I think that's the only team next season that'll be good enough if they make some adjustments with good enough coaching. Because you got to remember, Mike Brown outcoached the shit out of his Spurs coach too. See, I understand the players win, but the coaches win too. That's a game within itself. Okay. So coaching is always a big part of any of these type of high level, professional sports, championships and things like that. So, but yeah, can they repeat? Sure they can.
Okay.
Will they?
All right.
We don't know.
Mo, here's the thing. I looked at it. I looked at it on paper. I looked at everything else. The only couple of teams that could knock off the Knicks might not be built to knock off the Knicks as they are now, right now. You got the Celtics, the Sixers, the Pistons, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Magic. All those teams right now, the way they're built now, you know what I mean, are not. I don't think any of them could beat the Knicks right now the way they're playing. You know what I mean? But the question is, can the Knicks repeat? Because they got to go through the East, and then they got to face somebody in the West. So, are you nervous, concerned, thoughts on the Knicks repeating?
No, I ain't scared. Every single team that you mentioned, other than Orlando, we bumped off in the playoffs. We bumped off Boston last year and talk about trading Mikal Bridges. Without Mikal Bridges, we don't beat Boston those 2 games because he's the one that came up with the steal both games. To me, Mikal Bridges is he's like Tim Wakefield, man. When he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's off. You know what I'm saying? But you would love to hate him because he'll be doing bad all game and make one great defensive play. That say he wasn't brought there for scoring, he really brought there for defense. So all those teams, Philly, we bumped them off. The Pistons bumped them off. Cleveland bumped them off. So yeah, they can make the run. But they built the league now. I remember we had this show with the new apron and everything, and it stops multiple championships, and Frank was in his feelings because that meant the Celtics weren't going to be dominant no more, having 3 and 4 chips back to
I
back.
was in my
So
feelings.
Frank was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. The league is not good. Yeah, you just mad because the Celtics were the ones having back-to-back championship. The Celtics, Golden State, Lakers, those fans don't like this new apron thing. But teams like us, because now it's anybody's game.
Yeah, it definitely creates parity in the league. That's for damn sure. Michael Sean, the way the Knicks are built now and the way the East is built, forget about even thinking about the West, but the way the East is built now, the question is can the Knicks repeat? So when I ask that question, first of all, it means can the Knicks get out of the East as it is now? And then when they face whoever they face in the West, can they beat that opponent? So what's your thoughts on this, Michael Sean?
I think they have a shot. I think we undervalue how much basketball they've had to play.
Right.
As you can see, OKC, even though the injuries happen later in the season, it starts to catch up to you. The wear and tear starts to catch up to you of playing that many minutes, those many games. So it's a tough thing. Teams reload. Teams then come into the playoffs. Every team has a little luck. Every championship team has a little luck.
That's
you know, so we faced some teams who were going through it. San Antonio had some luck that OKC wasn't at full strength. So can they? The answer, so I don't want to take everybody's time. They can. But damn it, if the last team that repeated was the Golden State Warriors with that team, that just shows you how much it takes. Not only you have to have help, but how much talent you have to have. You're talking about Hall of Famers playing together. So it's a tough mission, but I'm enjoying this.
Okay, so let me ask you, filmmaker Jason Hayes, talk to me, man. Do you think that the Knicks, as built now and the way everybody is now, do you think the Knicks can get out of the East and get to the finals and basically repeat, Jay?
Oh, of course they can. You know, one, they're the champs right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't overlook they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they were knocking on the door of the finals 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's gonna be like any fall off unless they start tinkering and start trading for Giannis or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if they keep the team intact, understand that the bench probably has to get a little bit better. You know, chemistry wise, you know, but also talent wise. But yeah, I mean they can do it. And how, you know, I went to the Google machine and I asked it, did the Detroit Pistons beat San Antonio in the 2025-26 season? It said no, highlighted. So why would the Pistons beat a team that they couldn't beat in Cleveland, that the Knicks swept, and also beat the hell out of in San Antonio that they couldn't beat at all? So the Pistons would have got that same Bozak, dog.
But I wasn't referring to this season. I said that Cunningham played with a half a lung, and we wasn't really, you know, we needed some. I didn't say that we could have beat them this year. We probably would have been a better fucking matchup than Cleveland. I'll tell you that. But what I'm saying to you is, next year, we're going to next season now because that was the question that was asked.
Right.
Who could stop them, or who could be, you know, prevent them or possibly prevent them from going back to the finals? I think the Detroit Pistons will be that.
All right. So
but who knocked the Pistons out last year?
New York. Yeah, New York did.
Last season. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right,
That was 2 seasons ago. We're going on about to be the third 3. We'll be going on 3 seasons now.
All right, so I'm gonna 20
I'm trying to
seconds.
figure out what that means.
Y'all give me 20 seconds on this next statement and talk about it, because there's a couple other things I want to talk about, and then we're gonna finish this New York Knicks conversation tomorrow because we got all summer to talk about this stuff. Howie Bell, it was announced that the Knicks parade is going to be held in Manhattan on Thursday. I did some reading today. They said it's estimated to be 3 million people. Then I read from the Associated Press, they expect 4.5 million. Then I read from UPI, they're expecting 4.9, 5.2. Regardless, this will be the largest turnout for any sports team in any sport ever in history if it hits 4.5 million people in Manhattan. Your thoughts, 20 seconds. Give me 20 seconds on the Knicks parade to be held in Manhattan Thursday. What's your thought on this, Howard?
I wish I was there selling something.
Anything.
I don't care.
Anything.
Anything. I was selling rags. Anything. I don't care what it is. Something. Pee cups. A cup for you to pee in. I'll sell pea cups because that's probably a big high demand. I don't know where, but all these
You
people
sell
use the
those out?
bathroom at. Yeah, where all these people gonna use the bathroom at? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You a
In
big
the
boy. All right.
streets.
Okay, so let me ask you, Bo. Talk to me, man. The Knicks parade is going to be held in Manhattan on Thursday. They expect anywhere from 3.5 to 5.5 million people. Give me 20 seconds on what your thoughts about that, bro.
Man, that's just Brooklyn alone. We got 3.5 people living, 3.5 million people living in Brooklyn. That's just one borough. Come on, man. Of course they're gonna have that many. You know what I'm saying? You got a few million. Man, listen, you know who's really pissed off about all this New York Knicks stuff, and they're a team in New York?
The Nets.
The New York Liberty. Because they were the first team to bring a basketball championship to me. Ain't nobody mentioned they right yet.
Nobody cares.
They pissed. They like, we ain't getting no respect. They talking about the New York ain't had a Super Bowl since the Giants. And they're like, hey, we was here.
I ain't know that. Michael Sean, talk to me, man. Give me 20 seconds on the New York Knicks parade being held in Manhattan. 3.5 to 5.5 million people expect it. It's probably going to be more than 5.5 million people, too.
What?
Man, Mo, let me tell you something. Don't you underrate that Liberty brunch that they had. That brunch was crazy. Like, I'm just letting you know right now. That brunch was nuts.
And they fill half the ballroom.
They filled half the ballroom. And some of the comedians who performed afterwards didn't get the rest of their deposit. Okay, it's too much. I took it too far. I mean, it is what it is. It's 4 million people. God bless. You know, and I hate to be the sour old dude. I wish I could get 4 million people to come out to protest against something, but I don't want to be that person. God bless them. Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and you won't see me there. So
no,
it's enjoy everything you do. Have a good time, and hopefully it won't get violent. And everybody, they deserve it. Enjoy, y'all. That's all I got.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you, Jay, man. Talk to me, man. Give me 20 seconds on this Knicks parade.
Very quickly. Remember, I texted the group yesterday. My brother-in-law registered for the parade, and they said his number was 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he got issued number 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 5.5 sounds like it's an understatement. And it's kids in the city right now, like in New York, kids take what they call Regents exams, which is state test. Yeah. And the Regents exam is on Thursday, and the kids are pleading to reschedule. But this is when you know who New York Staters are and who New York City people are. Mm-hmm. They said no, it's a state test, so they don't understand it. They don't get the gravity, the latitude of it all. So here we are.
Yeah, and New York City kids will not be in attendance. It's just that simple.
Hey, man, that region is serious, man. They got to watch that on TV like everybody else.
All right, man, that region exam is only good in New York. That's the only thing that sucks about it. It's only good in New York. You go anywhere else in the country, that region exam, listen, it's worth about this much.
All right, Howie, let's talk to me.
No, can we just point out real quick the diversity that Mo has? Mo is the only man I know that can tell you where to buy angel dust and give you in-depth information about the regional exam. That is absolute. Mo, I applaud you, dog.
That's a man for all seasons, baby. I applaud
you, man. I applaud you.
So, Howie, let me talk to you very fast about this incident, and I call it an incident that happened on Saturday night with the UFC. Doing something that I thought was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my lifetime by putting a wrestling match on the White House lawn to celebrate the 250-year anniversary of the United States. Dana White came out today and he was asked about it. He said that that he won't ever do it again. And he said it was too expensive. His exact quote was, quote unquote, "I can't afford it. I'll never do the Sphere again, and we'll never do this again." And that's what he was asked. And I wanted to make sure we asked that because of what the significance of it was and where it happened. Howie Bell, give me 30 seconds on what your thought was on where you at with it. What's your thought process?
They don't have to do it again. They accomplished what they want to accomplish. They accomplished everything they wanted to accomplish, and they put a cherry on top. And my man was like, and guess what? Michelle Obama is a man. Mm-hmm. Ain't that right, America? Mm-hmm. And they cheered. Mm-hmm. They accomplished everything they wanted to accomplish. They don't have to do it again.
Okay, so Mo, the floor is yours. Give me your 30 seconds on this, bro. On Dana White at the UFC talking about that being on the White House lawn. Go ahead, Mo.
It's funny how with Dana White on the White House lawn, I'm just saying, with a bunch of white folks watching,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, you know what? If Obama would have just like put a hamburger out there and ate a hamburger, they're like, look at them, they doing all that nigga stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. They got on Michelle Obama one time for wearing short sleeves to an event. You know what I'm saying? So I have no, and the thing about it is that they making themselves look ignorant without our help. You know what I'm saying? It was like back in the day when the pastors killed each other in LA and New York, and the crack thing came out and the Klan was like, thank you. Y'all are killing yourselves. We don't need your help. Listen, they are making themselves look stupid. And they don't need our help. It's the ignorance at the highest level.
All right, Michael Sean, give me your thoughts on this, bro.
I think Howie nailed it when he said no pause. When he said they got everything they wanted. They were able to put more slander out.
Yeah.
They were able to have the propaganda spread. They were able to gather together. This is what Michael Irvin and he was there. They were. I just don't understand how much we have to be smacked in our head before we're like, why do you keep supporting? Like, I don't even know who's on our team anymore, dog. I don't even know who really wants to rock out. Like, I'm just. Everybody has a stipulation on, I'm just going to see the UFC. This was okay because of this, and this was okay because of that. There's always a loophole on why you can compromise your beliefs or your people every time. There's always a compromise. And I hate to just throw this out there. This has nothing to do. It's like Jay-Z releasing his Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary album and putting it in Target. It's like, who's on our side?
Yeah.
Or is it that nobody's on our side and capitalism and money rules everything around? Because that's what it seems. Souls are up for sale and they will be sold.
Well said.
And I'm going to add to what he just said. It's called selective outrage.
Go ahead,
That's what black people have. We get mad about a Kevin Hart roast, but not mad about the things that really goddamn matter, bro.
All right, let's not take time away.
And that's all I'm saying. Selective outrage, bro.
Hey, you got the floor, Jay. You got the floor, Jay. What's your thoughts?
I think that everybody touched on, what fundamentally happened. It's like, now one, the clearest thing is that all skin folk ain't kin folk, man. And we know this. You know what I mean? These are dudes that have had money for a long time, and they get to be in these country clubs, have dinner, at these people's houses and stuff, and so they feel like, well, they good to me. And the athletes that normally do that, they're normally football players, or they're normally boxers, people who get knocked in the head a lot. You know what I'm saying? But those are also the sports that the alpha whites love the most too. So they feel like, well, they're giving me a pass, so they ain't all bad. No, bro. I mean, so you telling me that you think that you're different from the rest of us because you willing, to like accept that pat on the head. And lastly, Mike Sean touched on it. Dana White said that he wouldn't do it again, and he won't do it again because he lost money. If it made money, he'd do it again.
Absolutely.
And so if you want all this nonsense to stop, you start affecting the bottom lines. And then they'll get right. But then we just keep running and buying the same old nonsense, supporting the same clowns, and they have no incentive to change because it's still making their livelihoods. That's all I got, bro.
Let me get this last one in because we got enough time. Howie Bell, the last thing I wanted to bring up next today's show is we got to talk about the NBA draft prospect, Darren Peterson. He visited the Washington Wizards, and he said the Washington Wizards, being that they have the #1 pick, he's not visiting nobody else. He's not doing it. He's not going to visit nobody else and everything else. And I'm sitting out there trying to figure out, did he do that because he knows something that we don't know? Like, is Washington going to pick him #1? Howie, what's your take?
He may just be getting some good advice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. They may be advising him, hey, you want to start off right, stick to your team, go old school. You know, go there, don't trade that. It could be, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if they haven't yet expressed the interest, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if he's saying that he went there and he sat down with them and he feels like that's who he want to be with, he may know something we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, they gave him one of them offers, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't refuse.
Okay. So Mo, talk to me. Tell me what your thoughts are. Do you think that him going that way tells us that AJ Batista is not going to be the #1 pick in the draft?
I don't know. Maybe he might be jockeying for himself to get picked by Washington. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you know, Washington ain't a bad place to go right now if they keep all the pieces that they got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you bring in a pretty good rookie, #1 pick that can help spread the floor, and you got Trey and you got Glassman over there if he can make it through a full season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that. So it's not like Washington ain't got no attractive people on that team. So
yeah, Porzingis is on Golden State. Remember, he's on Golden State. They got
that's right. He's gone. That's right. My bad.
Yeah,
but still, you know,
they got Anthony Davis though.
Got Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but they still with Anthony. I forgot.
Yeah, but still, that's the China cabinet.
Yeah. All right, so let me ask you, Michael Sean. At the end of the day, you know, this is supposed to be one of the deepest drafts in 15 years, man. So, you know, is he jockeying for a position, or is he going to be the #1 pick? And he just told us.
I just think after a while, I think he just told us he knows where he's going. At the end, look, I put all this work in. Y'all seen the tape. I don't need to do these interviews with y'all. That's just me. I don't need to sit around and y'all can try and ask me about my uncle who's doing 15 to life or my grandmother who passed away in a drive-by. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to get that. I don't want you to prop me. This is what you got. You got this. This is my resume right here. See it? You like it? You want me? Take it. I don't even like the draft philosophy behind the whole thing, but we ain't got time for that. Just do what you do. He probably already made the deal, and the Wizards, you know, they decide who tampers or who doesn't tamper. Sometimes they tamper right in our face and nobody says anything. But God bless them. Go get your money. Go get your money.
I think Mike hit the nail on the head with that one too. What's your take, Jay?
The NBA and all sports is always about this right here. Right. So where did AJ DeBatsa play his college ball?
At BYU.
And BYU is where?
Utah.
Correct. Who has the second pick?
I don't know.
Utah has the second pick.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is that Utah is about to give the Wizards a mint to let them get the rights to draft DeBatsa. They about to give them a mint to get this dude.
Congratulations, Jay. I didn't even put that together. That was well thought of. Yeah. Keep going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to be like Chris Webber and Penny Hardaway all over again.
Yeah.
In that draft. Webber still went first.
Yeah.
You know, to Orlando. They got traded on draft day. And the Warriors took Penny Hardaway and they swapped the picks. And then Orlando got like an extra 2 picks or something like that in exchange for it. This feels like that to me. Those Mormons want that guy to stay in Utah. And they will spend whatever money they got to do to do it.
That sounds like a Danny Ainge move.
And honestly, the crazy thing is, I saw him on an interview with All the Smoke. He wants to stay in Utah. He loves Utah. He wants to stay there. So that's an interesting piece too.
A lot of white girls out there. A lot of white girls out there is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there is. He might like him out there too. He might like that. All right, y'all. Thank you all for listen. Tomorrow's show, we have got to talk about Jalen Brunson's MVP run. We got to talk about that. We're going to talk more about the New York Knicks and their run. We're going to talk about a couple of the more things about the draft. We got a lot more conversations to talk about. And of course, we're going to talk more about what's going on with the Spurs did and how they folded. So this conversation is just not ending today. It's just Monday, y'all. So thank you all for watching. Before we leave, let me ask Howie Bell how we can follow up with him and where we can follow him at. Howie.
And Frank, we should talk about who should be the face of the NBA.
That too.
You should. Howie Benzel. I'm going to Idlewild, Michigan this week. Everybody heard of Idlewild, the movie? It's an actual place. It's a historic black city town that, you know, of course, like everything else, got kind of dismantled, but now it's made a big comeback over the last, decade or so. And it's really good. I'm going up there to do a 5th annual Comedy in the Wild comedy show hosted by Damon Williams. Go have a good time.
Thank you for that. Mo, tell everybody out there how they can follow you and what you got going on.
It's always MOE_comic on Instagram. This weekend, I'll be in Taunton, Massachusetts for a Juneteenth festival. I'll be wrapping up there. And then from there, I'm shooting straight up to New Hampshire. Me, Gabby, and my boy Darius Perez out of New York will be tearing up New Hampshire.
Michael Sean.
Well, ironically, we'll be doing a Juneteenth event in Texas, which is always interesting when you go back to where this all happened.
That is where it started.
That's where it all started and originated, and it's really weird. Sometimes you gotta decide whether these jokes are gonna be, are you gonna keep the rest of your deposit, or are you gonna say exactly what you feel like saying? And I'm still trying to figure out which one I'm going to do. But you'll see me in Dallas, Texas. Follow me at Mike Sean Comedy on all social media platforms.
All right, and filmmaker Jason Hayes.
Hey, follow me at JD Hayes and fan base and Mike Sean. It is fitting that Texas was the last people to know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely fitting.
They're still that.
Yeah.
Now we can't go to the whole state of Texas. First it was Houston. Now it's the whole state of Texas.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying they're slow learners.
There you go.
See, don't put the battery in my back, man. Don't put the battery in my back. I need the rest of my money, yo. I need the rest of my money.
We about to be out here, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're gonna be back with this Knicks conversation again tomorrow. And one more last word. I've never seen what I'm seeing right now with all these Knicks fans. They are out here and they are everywhere. They on ABC, ESPN.
A lot of bandwagon fans right now, though.
Is that what that
is? The
is?
whole country's rooting for him, man.
A lot of bandwagoners too, though.
It seemed like it. We're gonna finish this conversation about that tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.
What you